back to my channel. I'm so excited to be doing my brow routine with you guys today. I know you guys have been waiting for it for a very long time, so thank you for your patience. I've been growing them out for quite some time now. For those of you who know me, you know I don't really love like a super precise brow. I like them to look natural, I like them to look fluffy. That's really what I'm known for when it comes to cosmetic tattooing. And even when I did makeup, a natural brow is always something that I was known for. So I'm so excited to be taking you guys through my natural fluffy brow routine today, and also showcasing some of the new products that HoiBeauty is launching, our very own brow grooming kits. So follow me. I'll show you how to fluff your brows up at home. So I'm going to show you guys how to use this little handy brow razor. I know a lot of you guys, a lot of my clients always ask me where you can buy these. Well, now you can order straight from us. So what you want to do with the brow razor, you want to make sure that the skin is always nice and taut, which means there's no looseness, no wrinkles. Make sure it's nice and smooth, or else you can snag the skin, okay? You want to lay the blade flat against the skin with a small angle, say maybe like a 10-15 degree angle from the skin, and you want to actually move in very short movements. You don't want to be moving like that. The chances of cutting the skin is much higher if you move in large motions. I also recommend any starting artist that doesn't have any brow grooming background to use a brow razor versus using tweezers. The reason why is that when you're using a brow razor, everything will grow back normally. So like I said, I don't like to tweeze the top of my hair. Okay, I do find that sometimes it does grow back a little bit thicker versus when I use a razor. When it's fine like this, everything just kind of grows back normally and kind of fine texture. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, make sure you raise the skin, make sure it's nice and taut. Small angle between the skin and small movements. And because I don't like it super perfect, I'm not going to go right up to the brow line. Okay, oftentimes too, when we get the really baby fine hairs just kind of on the eyelid, this area, I also like to use this to remove it instead of tweezers. Sometimes the hair can be a little bit fine, but again, make sure the skin on the eyelid is nice and taut before you do this. So again, I like to raise it just a little bit. I'm just gonna get all the little fine baby hairs. So it's pretty much a gentle form of dermaplaning. We're not removing the excess layers of the skin, but we're just removing the hair. Okay, so the second product that I'm most excited about is our tweezers. So it is stainless steel, and it also has a little comb on the back. I was a little bit hesitant on how this was actually gonna work in real life, because I've never seen a tweezer like this before. So I'm gonna show you firsthand, first time on camera, okay? So typically when we have a clean set of brows, what I do like to do, especially girls, you know, with them Asian brows, they like to grow downwards, right? But even though our natural hair pattern is more downwards, I still like to play around a little bit to try to make them feel a little bit more uplifted. So first thing I do is I like to brush it in the way just to kind of suggest, and then you can really see if your brows have the ability to be brushed up or if they're just going to be super stubborn. It's also going to depend on your hair texture. The coarser and the thicker your brow hairs, the more resistance it will to change the direction as well. Okay, so I don't tweeze my brows very often, and when I do, it's only the ones that are outside of the natural shape, okay? So I left a couple here so I could tweeze them out for you guys. I actually don't even mind having some stragglers once in a while. You guys know under fluff is really big. And a lot of my clients this year actually have been asking me to go a little bit skinnier. They want a fuller brow but less density. And also they want it less perfect. And you know, most of you guys who follow me on Instagram know already that my style is typically really natural already, and I'm actually getting requests to go even more natural. So I listen to my clients. That's usually kind of how I judge and predict where the industry is going when it comes to styles, because it does change. But I don't feel like you also have to always follow trends. You want a brow shape that naturally enhances your bone structure, your face structure, and of course it has to fit kind of the look that you're going for, right? So for me, I like to have a very versatile brow. So a brow that I can, you know, arch a little bit more if I want to, or have them look a little bit more natural if I want to. And I really do believe that that's the direction that makeup is going, permanent makeup is going as well. We're going back to a much more natural style that allows the clients to have versatility to be able to change up their look if they want to. Because what's the fun of just having one look, right? So last but not least, our third product in their grooming kit is our trimming scissors. I will have to be honest, I don't trim my brows very often. And the reason why is that I do find the moment you start trimming down your brows too much, you lose that nice tapered end that is in our natural eyebrow. So when you trim it, it's kind of like shaving your legs. You get that blunt end, right? And unless you tweeze it out and let it completely grow back, you're always gonna have a little bit of that blunt end. So I use trimming as kind of a last resort. If it really does fall outside of your natural brow shape, then of course, feel free to trim them, but don't over trim. So second step, which is the star of the whole show. So a lot of you guys know that with my clients, I always pre-design very meticulously, hairstroke by hairstroke. If you guys actually scroll back down, I have a video to showcase how we groom and style our clients' brows before they get tattooed. I feel it's so important to be able to illustrate and create a visual representation of what you're going to tattoo. That way your client gets excited, you know, they're not worried when they close their eyes and lay down for 2 to 3 hours at a time. And I feel that really brings a different side of luxury to your appointment. But I have been using this little handy pencil for about, I want to say about 3, maybe even 4 years now in my eyebrows. It's not a makeup product. It's an art pencil by Sharpie that you can get at any art store. You can order it on Staples as well. And what I do is I file it down to a very fine tip, almost like a blade. Okay, if you guys want, I can record another video to show you guys how I sharpen and use this pencil as well. But the second step is now detailing and adding in the hair strokes, okay? So with this pencil, I use it on blondes, brunettes, black hair. It really is the control of your pressure. That is going to create the softest finish with the hair stroke, or a thicker, bolder style as well. So it's all in your hand pressure. I'm not going to say this is going to be something you're going to be able to get in one go. It takes a lot of practice, okay? But this is how I groom my eyebrows, and I have modified it to make it a little bit easier. I used to actually draw on hair strokes through the entire eyebrow. Now I just do it in the areas that matter, which typically is the front of the eyebrow, the underneath of the eyebrow, and also the outside edges, okay? So again, what I like to do is comb my hairs in the direction I want them to go first. The key is to use a 90-degree angle. Now, as I was saying with Asian eyebrows, we don't love that our natural growth grows downwards. So what I do like to do is, even though if they grow downwards, that very last row of hairs that you draw can be slightly redirected upwards. So now that you see how it just naturally enhances and fills in the gaps, but it actually has created movement upwards. So it's redirected my direction. It's given me a little bit of that soft arch without me actually having to raise the eyebrow up or completely change my shape. So I'm going to do it on the other side as well. Okay, so I told you guys about this little bald spot here. So I'm going to recreate some of that natural front fluff for you guys, okay? So again,
And that looks super full already. So I'm gonna add a little bit more back in the front of this one. Okay, so next up, I like to use either a brow gel or a pomade to set my eyebrows and actually to brush my hairs up so I get a little bit more of that fluffy look, more of that like model look. Two products that I typically like alternate between is the Glossier Void Brow. I do love this product. It's a little bit more waxy, has color to it, a little bit more tacky in that pomade feeling. Another one that I love and have used for a very long time and is a staple in my kit is the Anastasia Clear Brow Set. So depending if you just want a clear brow gel with no added color, or if you want a little bit more of that like model, like that textured brow with a little bit more added color. Today I'm gonna go with Glossier, the Void Brow. I also alternate between the black one and the brown one as well. Today I'm gonna go with the brown one. Obviously it's well loved, you can see, you can't even see the label anymore. So the key with actual brow gel is you don't want to use too much product. I love the brush of this one because it is super, super teeny. Okay, so I like to start in the middle, so most of the concentration is where you would want your natural brows to have more of that natural density, which is of course typically in the tail, in the midsections of the brow. And then I like to go back in the front there. If you want them to stay up, move slower. Hold it there for a second, and then do you see how it stays up? So now I can slightly redirect my brow hairs to all swoop and point to my tail. Okay, so same thing. I like to start in the center of my eyebrow here and work towards the tail. So I get a majority of the product and where I want the most density to be. And then I'll go back in the front. So this would be like a little bit more of like a fashion brow, a little bit stronger than what I would do day to day. But you can see how much fuller your brows look even just with this step. So last step here, one of my favorite brushes, and we use this at the studio every single day on every single client, is the number 20 Anastasia flat brush, okay? What I like about it is that it does the work for you. It's super easy. This is the Matte Prep and Prime. I don't really love a strong highlight. Everything I do is actually quite natural, and if you know, queen of natural. Even this is meant for, I believe it's meant to be like a highlighter, very, very sheer, like liquid type of maybe a little bit concealer or highlighter. So what I like to do, I'm going to show you two different ways. This one is like if I really want to clean up the edges and give myself a little bit more of that shape. I will carve or kind of trace underneath of my brow first, and then I'm going to use my number 20 brush. If I want to keep the shape clean, I'm just going to bring the product down onto the lid, onto the brow bone, and let me use some fingers on for a lot of my own makeup because I find the heat of the fingers does tend to blend in the product and melt the product onto the skin. So if you guys compare this side, it's a lot cleaner. Even the tail is cleaner. And if you want it even sharper, you can do the same procedure on the top. I don't like the top to be super clean. Like I said, I want it a little bit more natural. And then if you want it really, really natural, what I like to do is just add a little bit of product underneath. And really it should just camouflage any of the discoloration that you may have on your eyelid. It's not to carve out the shape or give your brows any more shape. It's just to bring forward your brow bone, which is what we want to do when it comes to highlight. Use lighter colors in order to accent and what's contour, right, to recede. So I want to accent and bring forward my brow bone a little bit to give my brows a little bit more of that structure. So there you have it. You have my brow tutorial. This is definitely not what I do every single day. Like I said, you can stop at step number 1 where you just add a little bit of color. You can stop at step number 2 after you draw in the hair strokes. Or if you want to go full out, you can have this natural model brow style right at home.